There never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. If I could save time in a bottle. Yeah, I was supposed to go live yesterday. Shout out to the peoples today. I'm here. Thank you for checking for me. Shout out to the replay gang, to those folks that look for me, that see me, that revere me, that check on me. You know, I love you right back. I appreciate you right back. It's what it is. It means something. It's special. You know, honestly, you fight through all the distractions of life, work, home, just dealing with health, personal stuff, just the rat race of life, especially here in New York City. It could be tough. It could be tough because you're trying to piece it all together. You're just trying to stay sane. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I might just flip and lose my head. Yeah, it's like a jungle sometimes. That makes me wonder how I keep from going under. And you push through, and I try to find reasons and motivations to get up each day and do the things that I do. And you try not to make excuses for why things don't work out. You want to be somebody that, at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else. I want to be somebody that gets things done, no matter what, through the good, the bad, the ugly, and it's not easy. It's really not. You're just trying to stay motivated, to stay inspired, to stay positive, to find reasons to keep doing what it is that you do. And it's so easy in life to give up. I think that's the problem sometimes, is that too many people in life and society, regardless of your generation, what you come from, or your background, or whatever the case, your religion, a lot of times people give up on things. They get to the end. I don't know if anybody ever seen the graphic of the two men that are picking for gold. One of the men is at the top, and he's almost there, but he drops the axe and he goes away. But the gold is literally right there. All he had to do is just hit it one more time, and he gets to the gold. And then there's the guy at the bottom who's so far away, but he doesn't care. He keeps going. He keeps going. It's almost like every time he goes and he hits it, he's just right there. Yeah, this inflation, high cost of living. Yeah, guys, poet, it's rough. But back to, like I was saying, with the guys with the two, the gold things, just picking away at the axes, getting there. It's about not giving up. It's about still continuing and going to the end of the process. And a lot of times in life, unfortunately, we get to a point where we have goals, we have things that we want to accomplish, things that we want to achieve, but all these distractions, all these things stop us from getting where we need to go. And it's the distractions in life, it's just the things that, we listen to, the outside noise, the people telling us stuff, the self-fulfilling prophecies, the things that we hold on to. You know how it goes. If somebody could tell you something positive, a million times, something that you hear, that you say, you'll get from a person, and you'll kind of discount that. Say, you're saying that because you're nice, or you're saying that because you're a family member of mine. You're saying that because you pretty much you're duty bound to say something like that. It's not something where you're saying it because you mean it, but because I'm unique. But somebody says one negative comment, you get tripped up one time, or you have one just failure, something that was small or negative. And you ever notice how we kind of hold on to that, and we latch on to that one negativity, or that one thing that trips us up for 6 or 7 months? And that's what I'm talking about today. It's those distractions, it's those things that may not mean much, but it's something that hits at your insecurities. It kind of like creeps under your skin. It's just something that is not true, but it's something that bothers you, or something that creeps and puts the seed of doubt in your mind. And it's those things, I try to challenge people to watch out for, because there's things that we worry about a lot of times that are not even true. There are things that we may have overcome. It could be issues with your health. It could be issues with educational background, where you come from, issues about sexuality, all kind of things that people may go through, just insecurities that we're worried about, prejudices that people have against us, where we worry and wonder, if a person, is going to judge us because of it. And the truth is, if you step outside and you put yourself out there, no matter what you do, good, bad, or ugly, people are going to judge you. No matter what happens, there's going to be things that get in your way. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be distractions. Even if you're given everything that you needed, what's going to happen is sometimes we'll distract ourselves. Sometimes, a lot of times people are not used to peace. They're not used to just being still. How people have to be busy and constantly moving around and constantly doing stuff and constantly trying to make things happen and constantly, trying to do something just to seem like they're doing something. And somebody said one time, it was an old time, it said you could use the same amount of energy going nowhere as you going somewhere. So I'll say it again like this: the same amount of energy that it takes to go somewhere, you could use the same amount of energy going nowhere. And just because you're busy doing things doesn't mean you're always accomplishing stuff. Sometimes people move around just to feel like they're doing stuff. People are involved in things just because, it makes it feel like something's going on. And a lot of times we get distracted with just being busy or just being in the midst of things and forgetting our why, our purpose. And I always fight to remember when I wake up each day, what is my purpose for being here? What am I, set out to do when I go to particular places? Even if I'm here on YouTube, what's the purpose of all of this? Why am I here? Some people will say talking to myself on the live stream, which is okay. You never know who you're going to touch. You never know who it's going to affect. A lot of times you don't do it for the fanfare or do it because, you're trying to be popular or it gets the results that you ultimately want, right away. You never know what it's going to be. But sometimes we get caught up in looking at other people and comparing ourselves to another person's life and say, oh, wow, look at that person over there. They're getting a certain result, or they're getting, certain people to pay attention to what it is that they're doing. And we get ourselves lost, in our insecurities and different things. We find ourselves, becoming discouraged about certain things. And I encourage people to remember, why it is that you do what you do, to avoid the distractions. Or sometimes when the distractions come, you look at them and you recognize them for what they are. You don't hide from it or shy away from it. You just try to say to yourself, okay, if I see myself starting to fall off and to wane and to, go to the wayside, how do I get myself back into shape? How do I whip myself back into order? And it takes discipline. It takes knowing, who you are, what you're about, what it is that you set out to do, even if you have to write things down or put things in your phone or have reminders or have somebody else to remind you of the things that you need to do. And it's not easy, because a lot of times we rather just do the things we want to do than the things we need to do and not looking at the combination of the work-life balance, so those things, do play a part. And I encourage folks to, really, explore, who you are, modestly self-efface, as I've been taught many times, modestly self-efface. There's nothing wrong with looking in the mirror. There's nothing wrong with being honest, with yourself about the mistakes that you make and the things that you could do better, and not beating yourself up if you fall short on certain things. It's just a matter of not stopping and keeping going, not to sound too preachy or anything on that, but it is important to do a self-evaluation, when it comes to just dealing with life and its many distractions and obstacles and things that really get to us, because only you know what bothers you and gets under your skin and what's going to stop you or motivate you and push you forward, I just hope that these words are helpful. I hope, that this finds you in good spirits. And I thank anybody for taking the time out to listen and hear what I have to say. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to anybody that listens that may come across this and now and in perpetuity. And, it's all good. It's really all good. I'm just grateful for this moment as always. Hopefully you're grateful for the moments in life and the times and things that come across you. And the rest is history.